Hey folks, Alex here with Bay Cities Construction. Today I want to talk to you about how to secure your home. There's been a lot of increase in crime all over LA County. I'm going to share with you a few tips to make your house harder to break into. One of the number one illegal entries for burglary or robberies is going to be through the entry doors. That could either be the front door, the side door, or the back door. So any of the swinging doors. And here in California, 99% of all doors swing into the house, which means that they're easily breached by kicking them. Most of the screws that hold the hinges of the doors and the steel plate that the door locks go into, these tiny little screws, they're about an inch, maybe an inch and a half deep. That just goes into the frame of the door. What you want is to install long screws, maybe 3-inch screws that go all the way into the stud, and that will help make that door stronger. You should also consider, for an entry swing door, installing a little lock at the bottom. So on Amazon, you can buy a 2-piece lock where you basically have a floor plate that screws into the floor right next to the door, and then another plate that goes on the door itself. For the evening, when you're basically locking down your house and you're going to bed, you just put the little key that'll lock both things in, and that door now becomes much harder to breach. Another type of door that's commonly found in the rear of the house are back patio sliding doors. For those doors, historically, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, my parents would stick like a old broomstick or an old long wooden dowel to keep the door from sliding out. And as funny as that sounds, it worked. There are some common locks that can be purchased that basically clip onto the bottom of the track, and that'll keep the door locked overnight. The only thing is you have to remember to remove that in order to slide the door open later. If you install one of these locks on the bottom of the track, just make sure that everybody in your household knows how to remove it in the event that there's a fire. The next layer of security should be lighting, and you can incorporate lighting with cameras. You should install motion sensor lighting on all 4 sides of your house, and you want to point those sensors so that the light is activated right away. Now keep in mind that you don't want your lights to be pointing at your neighbor's windows, right? It would be kind of a little bit inconsiderate. The idea is that the motion sensors will eliminate any dark spots where people can hide or lurk. And when the break-ins occur, they're going to occur in an area that is hidden from the public view. You can improve the security overall around your house. The next layer of security would be to install security cameras. Now remember, security cameras can act as a deterrent, but their main purpose is to capture a good record of the crime that occurred. Now, take into account that many people are wearing masks now when they're committing these crimes, so it may be hard to identify. What you're hoping is that you have enough cameras at the right angles that you can capture distinct features about the person, or maybe even look out and capture a license plate. The highest quality cameras, so like 4K cameras that have really good night vision, in order to improve the likelihood that you'll have usable footage that can later be used in court to prosecute. These cameras typically will record in a recording device that loops over, so if there's nothing that was important, after so many days it just starts to record over itself in perpetuity. Now, you must remember to lock up that recording device so that if you're a victim of a home invasion robbery, they don't take it with them. So let's talk about access keys into your place. A lot of times, the old school ways, we'd hide the key under the doormat, or we'd hide a key in a plant. Consider using a lockbox, a combination lockbox, or upgrade at least one digital combo. So one of our entry doors, we have a programmable lock on the door, and that eliminates having to hide keys and stuff like that. We can give somebody a temporary guest code. They can use that, and then that guest code can be deleted later, or you can use a regular standard key and put that key in a lockbox. The main idea behind this suggestion is that you just don't have the keys laying in a hiding spot around the house, that it's in a secured location. Also, inside the house, if you have garage door openers or keys to other parts of your house that you want to limit access, make sure you lock those keys up. Don't just have the keys in a tray where if a burglar comes into your house, they'll have access to all the locked areas because all the keys are in one spot. So consider that. Another way that you could be a victim of a crime would be identity theft. Most of the identity theft happens from your correspondence being stolen. So if you don't have one already, get a mailbox, and it has to be an official mailbox, by the way, in order for the post office to put the mail in there. But get an official hard steel mailbox that is lockable, preferably in an area where your camera has good angles, and make sure that that mailbox is fastened securely to either the building or the floor. If you're worried about Amazon packages being delivered, you can also have the Amazon packages delivered to your job. One of the ways you can avoid being a victim of your Amazon packages being stolen is just to have them delivered somewhere where they're not going to just be left on the curb. Consider also a PO box or a UPS box. You know, you could have all of your correspondence sent there, and that's another way to mitigate that. You could open up for a very nominal fee at a UPS store and have all of your correspondence and parcels delivered there. That's a good way to make sure that somebody will be there to take possession of your packages. Getting back to the discussion of security around your house, burglars many times will case out your house and they'll look through your windows. Most burglars would like to burglarize a house when there's nobody there. In fact, most burglaries, most people don't know this, actually occur during the day while people are at work. If you're worried about these things, you should consider, by installing an obscure film on the windows that are at the front of the house, you can minimize people's access to the inside of the house. When they look through your windows, not only are they looking to see if you're home, but they're looking to see if it's worth breaking in, right? So basically, one of the key components of security is to deny people the opportunity to steal from your house. Deny access, deny visibility. You know, collectively, these layers of security will provide an adequate amount of protection for most houses. Lastly, if you have some items that you feel are more valuable, but you want to have access to them, consider having a small safe or a lockbox. There's different types of safes. There's safes that are embedded in concrete. There's safes that are attached to the surfaces of the wall. And it could be just as simple as a metal container with a locking device to secure some, maybe things that are not super valuable, but you don't want to just offer them as a crime of opportunity, right? As a spoil of opportunity. The more effort you take into locking things up, the harder it is for people to take them. You know, taking one step forward in safeguarding yourself. So these are some simple things that you can do yourself over the course of a weekend to make your place a little bit more secure, give you a little bit more peace of mind as we all cope with the increase in crime here in Illinois. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Please consider, if you haven't done so already, to like and subscribe. If you have any comments, it really helps the algorithm if you post your comments below, even if it's just a comment about how you enjoyed the video or you hated the video. My name is Alex of Bay Cities Construction, reminding you, you don't need a contractor. You need a team of pros.